Welcome back to another video, you guys. I hope you're as excited as I am. We are in Malaysia. We are in my partner's facility. I've gone around and I have pretty much singled out all the really cool animals, the really unique animals that I'm sure you want to see. I got excited over some of them. I'm sure you will as well. In a previous video, some of you guys in the comment section had a problem with me making the statement that I'm not allowed to show you this facility. To help you better understand why, it's because this is not my facility, and my partner asked me not to film the facility and show it on video. So that is the main reason why I'm not going to do a walkthrough, because I've been asked not to show it. However, I am going to show you animals because I think you'd rather see animals. So anyway, I hope that explanation helps you guys understand. Let's get into it. So you guys, this one is really cool. It is a common snake in Malaysia. This is Coleognathus flavolineatus. The difference being that obviously we're in Malaysia and this is Malaysia locality. The Malaysian animals retain this pattern into adulthood, whereas the ones from Indonesia, the ones that I've seen, the adults, they basically start taking on this appearance in the tail as a uniform color, and they're actually not very attractive. But like I said, the ones in Malaysia, they retain this banding. They are really, really beautiful. This is a juvenile and it's been here for a while. It looks like a female. It's doing super well, and we're actually gonna move it to our facility later on today. I don't know if we're gonna actually keep it long-term or not, but we are gonna move it over there. It might be something for export next summer, and maybe another additional animal might show up in the meantime. I'm not sure. They are not commonly collected and make their way into the facility, but I really, really like these. These are amazing. Not that the ones from Indonesia are not amazing, but this is just a so much more attractive animal. They will retain all of this banding and all of this stuff as they grow into adults. They will not brown out and become just a uniform colored brown snake. Got some greenish color on the head and neck, and there's some lavender in there, and it's just really, really pretty. So this one got me excited. I know it's a common snake, probably considered low end to most of you guys, but I like it. I like the weird stuff. All right, you guys, another very, very uncommon snake, but one of my favorites. This is a wolf snake. The common name is, I believe, Dusky wolf snake. This is Lycodon ephraenis, and very, very interesting. When they are small, they are very, very dark, and they have this like crate mimic ventral side, which is the typical like banded crate, yellow and black banded. And as they grow, they kind of turn into this coffee colored animal. They end up having a little bit of a bigger head, and then they retain this this crate mimicry, but it fades out little by little. These snakes get a bit bigger than this, but they don't become giant or anything. But they are really interesting to me. I feel like this is the new African house snake. It reminds me of that so much. But they have a pair in here, and I believe they said that they're pretty decently established and feeding pretty well. So we'll decide what we're gonna do. But just more of these really strange kind of oddball snakes, things that you definitely don't see very often. So as some of you guys know that follow me a little bit closer than the normal, Reptile tentaculatum, tentacled snakes. We brought some wild-caught tentacled snakes into the US last summer. We had some gravid females as well. They gave birth, and they all sold really well. They seemed like they were quite a commodity. So we have some more tentacled snakes, and it looks like we're bringing some tentacled snakes to the US in December. I have to think what day it is, what month it is. I was going to say next month, but I think by the time this video releases, it'll already be next month. So anyway, we had the typical banded form, and now we have just a very limited amount. I think these are the only ones here at the moment. This looks like a trio of a striped form. And these are amazing because all summer I've been used to staring at just the normal form. The normal form is more of a dark gray, green, kind of mossy looking, very cryptic. And obviously these are striped and they are really beautiful. This one has a little bit of a extra boost in color. Man, that's so nice. So beautiful. And these snakes are very, very hardy. And I'm speaking from experience. I don't like to be one of those people that just kind of regurgitates what I heard on the street. We cared for these. We took care of babies and the whole thing. And these are very, very hardy. Good eaters, the whole thing. So these got set aside for me, and I believe we're going to be bringing those over in December. Whether they're pre-ordered or not, I think they're going to come regardless. And if they don't sell, we'll just hold on to them over there in the US. So I wanted to show you guys that. I thought that was really cool. I've never seen any real big adults like that in the stripe form. But it definitely, by comparison in these three, this looks like one male and two females. This one by tail taper looks male to me, definitely, and female and female. So, man, those are hot animals. Those are so nice. Ooh. Can't keep everything, but definitely wanted to show you guys that. Guys, I'm in the venomous room right now, and they have this Lycodon subcinctus in there. Also a crate mimic, but this one is just a wolf snake, but such a cool looking one. The white bands will pretty much disappear into adulthood. They usually will keep, well, actually I'll show you one that's a little bit bigger in just a second. A bit of the white on the head sometimes will remain, and usually like the first two white bands will remain into adulthood. The rest of those bands will kind of darken out and they'll disappear. But when they're young like this, they're very contrasty and beautiful. And I'm glad to see that these guys are paying attention, even though this is not a crate, but at least they're making an effort in identifying animals and putting them away in the venomous room. It's better than having a crate in the non-venomous room. I'd rather have them kind of going a little bit beyond and not sure and putting a non-venomous snake in the venomous room. So let me get a bigger one out, and I'll show you what I mean by the banding that's starting to fade. But that is a nice looking snake. Also really not common at all. Definitely not common in the hobby, but even for here with the collection, it's not a common animal. So here's one that's a little bit bigger, and you can see kind of what I was talking about, retaining just a little bit of white on the head there. And normally they do retain the first couple of bands, but this one has lost the banding and just ended up being a couple of white little speckles. This one is a little bit spicy. Apple's a little nervous, questioning my ID a little bit, but this is a Lycodon. Okay, you guys, I'm gonna show you this. It might be really interesting for some of you. This is one of the scorpions, a Malaysian scorpion here, forest scorpion, and this one is carrying, it's a female carrying all her babies on her back. I just thought it was kind of cool and I wanted to show it, and I do have a little bit of a interesting story that was shared with us last night. So there is a shortage of these black forest scorpions over here. And it is not because they're being over collected. They're actually super prolific. There are a lot of scorpions in the forest, in the jungle, and that sort of thing. But they are becoming harder to get in the trade. And here's why. This is a crazy story. So I believe it's in Cameron Highlands. The collectors have been attacked by a tiger. And so it's like 3 collectors go out and 2 come back. So that actually did happen, at least from what I was told. 3 collectors went out, they collected all night, collected scorpions, 2 came back, and the 3rd missing guy was found dead, killed in the forest by a tiger. He wasn't consumed, but he was partially consumed, I guess. And I believe they went out and they hunted the tiger, and then like a month later, the same thing happened again. So they're not really sure if the tiger population is becoming quite strong over there or what, but the native trappers are afraid to go out and collect stuff at night. And so therefore there is a shortage of scorpions. So you hear about all kinds of things like over collecting, war, and lots of the or laws and regulation, and you hear all of the different stories about why things are becoming rare. Well, that's a new one on me. It's because of tigers attacking the trappers, the collectors. So just a really interesting story. Just when you think you've heard it all, there's a whole new one. So I don't even know, maybe these Asian forest scorpions are going to become a little bit rare in the hobby, at least for a while, until that whole thing kind of blows over. But it's serious enough to where those guys don't want to go out and collect these at night. So anyway, that's my tiger story. Here is a slug eater. This is Aplepeltura boa. I've showed these many times on the channel. This is an unusually large one, and it is beautiful, just incredible looking. And I love the ones that have the white. There's like a high white kind of look to it. But the size is amazing, the color is amazing, and the pattern is just absolutely incredible. Look at the white, you guys, that is awesome. I think that I can probably say that this is the best one that I've ever seen. There are a few mock vipers. I think there's actually 4 to be precise, but this one is an awesome color. This is such a cool looking one. Kind of a lavender with pink spots. That is really, really pretty. I wasn't going to show these, but when I saw this one, I was like, oh man, I think I better show. So beautiful, beautiful. And I think I'm going to bring those 4 over next month in mid-December. I don't believe they're locally protected. I think they can be added on without any difficulty. So we'll probably just bring the 4 over. Very unusual color. So this one at first glance doesn't seem like anything special. Kind of looks like a typical Gonyosoma, a green red-tailed rat snake, but this is not that. This is the same genus, Gonyosoma, but this is Prasinum, the green bush rat snake. While they are not extremely rare in the hobby as captive bred, but for these guys here, the wild-caught stuff, maybe like 1 per year. And so this is a female. She's been here for a while. She's feeding and doing really well. And you can see obviously what differentiates this from the typical oxycephalum is that it doesn't have a red tail. So the scalation is different. It's a little more rough to the touch. Of course, you guys can't feel it, but I can. And the head is a little bit different. And they're, as we say in Thailand, same, but different. So I think we're gonna move this one over to the facility just to kind of secure it for ourselves. And I don't know if or when we make this animal available, but we're just gonna make sure that we move it to the facility just because it's a very rare animal. So some of you guys have asked me for these before in the past, and my answer is typically pretty rare to get, but always surprises here when I would do my walkthrough. So you guys, I think that's gonna do it for the video from here. There's a lot of animals here. I could spend hours in here showing you guys snails and katydids and inverts, but I think we've done that before. I just wanted to show you guys the stuff that stands out to me when I do my walkthrough. Every time I come here, there are some amazing animals, and I try to do my best to show you as much as I can. Remember that we are here for business. I am arranging an export. I am managing the facility. I have to go through all of my animals, check for follicles, give instructions for pairing, cycling, assess things for maybe increasing meals, decreasing meals, whatever it is. I have so many things to do, a lot. It's very overwhelming. It's even hard to sleep at night because I wake up in the middle of the night and instantly I start thinking about, oh, I forgot to do this, forgot to do that. There's a new website for our facility that I'm working on. I have to make sure I get pictures for the homepage and all that. So we're working on so many things. So we're gonna get out of here and we're gonna head over to our facility. We are going to crank out at least probably 2 or 3 more videos. And then we have the expo coming up this weekend. Another video, of course, on that. So stay tuned for a whole bunch of content from over here. But that is it from this building. We will see you in the next one. Thank you for watching. Take care.